the most powerful value in the world? Gratitude. There's nothing more powerful because your perspective is based off of one value, gratitude. If you can practice being grateful, if you can train your brain to be grateful for every single thing that happens, when it happens, you'll be the happiest person on earth. Now, I have trained my brain to be happy when things happen, but not when it happens, right? Something happens, I blow my gasket, say things I don't mean, do things I don't mean, send myself in a trajectory that creates resistance, voids, and shortages and obstacles in my life. But then I use gratitude to come back to center. I'm trying to get to a state of mind where my greatest value in the world, gratitude, that I have the perspective that every single thing that's happening I'm grateful for at the time it happens. Oh, got hit from behind at a stop sign. Oh, I'm so thankful. And like actually feel it. Gratitude controls everything in my life. I get stopped at a stop sign, thank you. Right, I get home from a long trip and it's amazing, right? I went Hong Kong, LA, Mexico City, LA, back home, and my wife, first thing when I'm home, she says, you gotta go pick up your 14-year-old. And I'm like, what? I gotta do what? She said, go pick up your 14-year-old. I'm like, I have to go pick her up? And she said, fool, listen to me. She said, I hear you whining on the road how hard you're working for your family, helping people, and you're this Saint David bullshit. She said, all I hear is how much you miss your daughters, and I'm giving you an opportunity to be with her for 30 minutes, one-on-one. She's trapped and has to listen to you. And you're telling me you have to go do that? What's the difference between the situational knowledge? What's the difference between the experience? One thing, gratitude. I lost my gratitude. I get to go pick her up. I get to go be with her. Same thing with everything. You get to be in school. I travel around the world. You know how many people would beg, borrow, and steal to be here? I got a whole group of them. I learned one thing in my life through gratitude. Money does not buy happiness. But money is extremely important because it allows you to shop. And shopping makes us happy. If we shop for the right things, it's going to make you really happy. Last year I turned 50. I went shopping. I bought 2 community centers in Africa, impacting millions of people for the rest of my life. That makes me happy. I could not have done it without money. Right? There's no two ways around. That's how important it is to me. But you need to make money so you can shop for the right things to empower other people to be happy. Gratitude was the key to perspective, that everything in the past becomes better, my future even brighter, my present even better, all with gratitude. If I could just say thank you before I went to bed and when I woke up, if I could shift my perspective of I get to do everything. My wife used to say, you're so lucky, you've always loved what you do. Who here would love to sell legal research? Let's be honest. I've never loved what I did. I learned to love what I did because I enjoyed the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential of everything I did. I learned to love what I did. And I did it with gratitude.
The number one thing I look for in someone, whether I'm doing business with them, I'm going to be their friend, whatever it is gratitude. You know, I know it sounds trite, but you can't imagine as you start studying and living in a gracious manner, if that is your guidepost, what gratitude, right? It's allowance. It's anything that I receive, anything that comes to me. It has to be a positive thing, no matter what it is. It forces you to be more interested than interested. It forces you to be successful because you ask yourself, thank you for, I stubbed my toe. How can you be grateful for stubbing? It's easy to be grateful for stubbing your toe. Right? I'm thankful for that lesson, right? I'm thank you for having, a threshold of pain that I can handle and giving me the power to, whatever it is, you're drawing from the energy that then changes everything in your perspective. So even though, as foolish as it may sound, when you're grateful for stubbing your toe, it's the effect that you're capable of looking at every single thing that the universe or God or whatever you believe in that you've received is blessed. It makes everything okay. And it starts a cycle or a power that, I'm blessed to be around so many high actualizing, functioning, happy, purposeful people, extraordinary individuals, and I'm blessed to be around them because I've seen the trend of what makes them unbelievably happy, successful, and it's just gratitude. You can look at all the complexities of the law and business, and those things the complexity and understanding of the complexity comes from being grateful and understanding it's simple, right? It's almost like the ego fooling you with an illusion. Those complexities of what you're facing and struggling with, it's all solved by, so number one thing is gratitude. And I'll keep teaching it for 50 years, and I know it's true that I could stand on a stage yesterday and talk to 150 people about gratitude, and not only is it resonating with it, it's changing their lives. So I know gratitude never gets old. It's a higher vibration. It's a frequency that people need to be reminded of every day, and the depths of gratitude have to be explored to not just have Thanksgiving. Just one time a year to remind yourself, gosh, it would be nice to be thankful for everything I've received that allows me to add value to it and give it back away.
If there's a challenge, a struggle, something happens, I instantly say, this is something I don't understand. That's all it is. It's a piece of a puzzle, and I'm looking at it going, I'm looking at the box cover going, that's a beautiful Sistine Chapel, right? I'm looking at it going, how's this going to be CEO of Leigh Steinberg? I just got a job selling legal research online.
I want to ask you a little bit about gratitude. So I know we've already talked about this, but I think that in life, and in business, we all have highs and lows and ups and downs. And you've talked about some of that today in your own life. What is the role that gratitude plays when really pulling yourself out of those situations?
Yeah, I mean, has anyone ever had really rough times? Right? Mm-hmm. Everybody. And we somehow think we're special because our life's screwed up. But everyone's been there. To me, gratitude is that perspective that makes our past wonderful, our present better, and our future even brighter. When I screwed up and lost everything, my wife says he spent one day depressed. I wasn't depressed. I was pissed off. Like I literally, when I filed bankruptcy, I was just pissed off. And I wasn't depressed, and I sat there telling myself, what do I have to be thankful for? Right? And I started attracting all the parts that I had to be thankful for, and let all the other things fall away.
Yeah.
It is so powerful. It's so simple that I live most of my life just preaching and teaching and inspiring people, hey, change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I will challenge each of you to pick the worst thing that ever happened to you, and I promise you, if it already isn't, it's one of the best things today. Look back in your past, the most challenging day, the most upsetting thing. I promise you, if it's not already happened, that it will happen, that it will reveal itself, that you are a stronger, better, and happier person, and it all makes sense.
Life's not a competition. So a lot of your perspective and everyone's is like, well, my divorce didn't affect me as much as my other siblings because I was this. There is no competition. There's no, well, I don't have it so bad because that person has cancer and is fighting for their lives. You don't know. That could be a huge blessing. How many people make it through cancer and then have just an unbelievable perspective, right? So we can simplify our existence. With all things, I have a philosophy of accountability. One, I simply ask myself, what did I do to attract this to myself? Right? Because I'm preventing everything from happening. When I'm not preventing it, I'm attracting it. And I want to attract only, right? I want this whole flow of the universe to work in my favor. I want it to come rapidly and accurately. So the only way to change it is to constantly challenge yourself. What did I do to attract, I missed the sale, or right? But also be grateful that something, if you're in an attitude of gratitude and in favor of the universe, I can't tell you how many deals that I lost that later on unraveled themselves going, oh my God, thank God, Warren. And thank goodness we didn't do that. And I was so, at first there was some shortage there, right? What did I do to attract? And then two, what am I supposed to learn from it? Then thank you.
right? Oh, I'm glad that happened. I can't wait to see how it unravels